Do you have the gift of gab and like talking about interesting topics? Are you often called opinionated by your friends and family? Then come to Anchor where you can be all of the above and get paid for it. Along with being one of the easiest systems to create contact with, Anchor supplies everything you need and can be used from your smartphone or computer. They even distribute your content for you so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Just download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Okay, so I kind of had to give myself a do-over. So hello, Internet family. This is Anjanette Potter, also known as Adam's Rib, and you are listening to the 28 Days of Feminism. So 28 Days of Feminism is my celebration of Black History Month. It is also a celebration of the contributions that many Black female honorees have made to the world of Black history. Usually it involves, notables that have made history in the past, notables that are making history in the present. And these will be made available on my WordPress blog, AnjanetteSpeak. So right now I'm going because we are at a history making moment in our nation's history. We have President Biden is selecting the next person to be appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court, and 3 of the nominees are Black women. So, as a special honor for Black History Month, they are going to be my first 3 people that I honor for this month. So I just got done doing a post dedicated to L. Michelle. I keep wanting to say K. Michelle because of the singer, but L. Michelle Childs. So this next honoree is going to be Leondra Kruger. So Leondra Reed Kruger was born July 28th, 1976, and she is a U.S. judge who is an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of California. She is a native of South Pasadena, California, and she graduated from Harvard College and Yale Law School. Ms. Kruger then clerked for U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens and subsequently worked in private practice and as a professor. She served as acting principal duty Solicitor General of the United States from 2010 to 2011 and worked in the Office of Legal Counsel. In 2014, California Governor Jerry Brown nominated Kruger to a seat on the Supreme Court of California. She was confirmed and was sworn in January 5th, 2015. Okay. So Kruger is considered to be a potential nominee for the U.S. For the Supreme Court of the United States following the announcement of Justice Stephen Breyer's intention to retire in 2022. So a little bit about her early life and education. She was born in Glendale, California, and grew up in South Pasadena. Her mother immigrated to the United States from Jamaica, and her late father was an American Jew whose parents had immigrated to the United States from Europe. Both her parents were physicians. She attended Polytechnic School, a private day school in Pasadena, California. She then earned a Bachelor of Arts degree, magna cum laude, from Harvard University, where she wrote for the Harvard Crimson and was a member of Phi Beta Kappa. She also graduated with a Juris Doctor degree from Yale Law School, where she served as editor-in-chief of the Yale Law Journal and was the first Black woman elected to the position. So her legal career: in the summer of 1999, Ms. Kruger interned at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles. In 2000, she worked as a summer associate at Munger, Tolles and Olson. Ms. Kruger worked as an associate at Jenner and Block Law at the Jenner and Block Law Firm from 2001 into 2002. She then worked as a law clerk for Judge David Tatel on the U.S. State Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit from 2002 until 2003. Kruger then clerked for Justice John Paul Stevens of the U.S. Supreme Court for 2003 until 2004. From 2004 to 2006, she was an associate at Wilmer, Cutler, Pickerington, Hale, and Dorr in Washington, D.C. She was a visiting assistant professor in 2007 at the University of Chicago Law School. From 2007 to 2013, Ms. Kruger was an assistant to the U.S. State Solicitor General and the acting principal Deputy Solicitor General. She argued 12 cases before the U.S. Supreme Court and worked on dozens more, including the landmark case defending the Affordable Care Act, National Federation of Independent Businesses versus Sebelius. In 2013, Ms. Kruger became a Deputy Assistant Attorney General at the United States Department of Justice's Office of Legal Counsel. Okay. So her judicial career. On November 24, 2014, Governor Jerry Brown announced the appointment of Kruger to the California Supreme Court. Although she had no prior judicial experience, her selection was publicly praised by then Attorney General Eric Holder. Obama's then Solicitor General, Donald B. Verrill Jr., Obama's former acting Solicitor General, Neil Katyal, and former Solicitor General under George W. Bush, Paul Clement. Ms. Kruger was confirmed on December 29, 2014, and replaced Associate Justice Joyce L. Kennard, who retired. She was sworn in January 5, 2015, and became the court's second African American woman justice, following Janice Rogers Brown. At 38, she was the youngest appointee. I was like, yeah, that's kind of young, to the court in recent years, and the third youngest appointee to the court ever, after Hugh C. Murray and M.C. Sloss. In November 2015, Ms. Kruger delivered the annual Bernard E. Wilkin Lecture before the Los Angeles Bar Association. On the court, Ms. Kruger has emerged as an incrementalist. Okay. Stating that she views her role as, at least in part, enhancing the predictability and stability of the law, to improve public confidence and trust in the work of the courts. She is sometimes considered one of the swing votes when the court is occasionally divided, and is seen as a moderate on the liberal-leaning 7-member court. Notable court opinions. So National Lawyers Guild versus City of Hayward in 2020, an opinion interpreting the California Public Records Act as not following a local agency to change the cost of redacting statutorily exempt material from otherwise disclosing electronic records, and therefore clearing the way for members of the public to secure body camera footage from police officers. The Electronic Frontier Foundation praised the decision as an unqualified victory for government transparency. In People versus Lopez in 2019, which rejected warrantless vehicle searches, child, she need to do something about these no warrant coming into your house stuff. Warrantless vehicle searches for personal identification documents during traffic stops. In People versus Booza in 2018, she authored the majority opinion in a 4-3 decision applying settled United States Supreme Court precedent and leaving for another day a broader constitutional challenge to the 2004 California Proposition 69, which requires police to collect DNA samples from all persons who are arrested for felony offenses. The law has led to the storing of DNA profiles for tens of thousands of individuals arrested but never charged or convicted of a crime. California Cannabis Coalition versus the City of Upland. So she authored the concurring and dissenting opinion in a 5-2 decision in which Kruger would have applied the state constitutional voter approval requirements, including the supermajority vote requirements of 1996 California Proposition 218, Right to Vote on Taxes Act, and the progeny of 1978 California Proposition 13 to local taxes enacted via the initiative power. And Berry versus State Bar of California concerning subject matter jurisdiction in California's anti-SLAPP statute. Okay, what is the SLAPP? Strategic lawsuit against public participation. Okay, so that has to do with silencing critics by burdening them with the cost of legal defense until they abandon their criticism or opposition. Okay, and as a potential U.S. Supreme Court nominee, after President Joe Biden made a campaign pledge to appoint the first African American woman to the United States Supreme Court, Kruger became the subject of speculation as a future nominee. Ooh, I know all of them. I kind of feel like, I hope she gets it every time I read. If she replaces Justice Stephen Breyer, she would also continue the tradition of the court's Jewish seat. Yeah, because her father's Jewish. While Justice Elena Kagan is also Jewish, Breyer sits in a seat historically assigned to a Jew for a large part of the past 100 years. The seat was held by Benjamin Cardozo, Felix Frankfurter, Arthur Goldberg, Abe Fortas, and Breyer, but also occupied from 1970 to 1994 by the Methodist Harry Blackman. Okay, in her private life, she is married to Brian Hawk, a partner at Jenner & Block in San Francisco. Her young son attended her swearing-in ceremony to the California Supreme Court. About a year later, she was the first member of that bench to give birth while serving in it. Her second child is a girl. So once again, just like I requested for Miss Childs, if you are following Miss Kruger on social media, do your level best to show her congratulations. If you know about her work or you live in California, let her know how much you appreciate what all she has done in her prior offices. let her know as a black woman how much her nomination, our possible nomination, means to you. We congratulate Adams Rib Media Ministries and AnjanetteSpeak. Congratulate her on being considered by President Biden for this honor. We're honored and privileged to celebrate her with this blog post, with this podcast. And I'm not going to say I hope she wins, because I really, every time I read each of their bio information, I secretly root for each of them. So I really am not sure which one of them I hope get it. But those of you who follow any of these nominees, like I tell you with everything else, congratulate them. Be proud of them. If you're black, really be proud of them, because the more firsts we have, and the more doors that get open, the easier it is for the rest of us to go through those doors that are being opened by some of our firsts. So we want to celebrate them. We want to celebrate when we see another black person do well, and we want to celebrate them when they do well, because that's a victory for us as well. It makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Tomorrow night I will be posting 2 more. So my goal for this week is, up until Friday, when I have to do Friday morning live and do the live broadcast Friday evening at midnight, I won't be podcasting, because I have that to do. So you guys have a good one. I will talk to you with tomorrow night's blog post, with tomorrow night's podcast. And you guys have a good one. And wherever you see my podcast, because I have like 9 locations where they are. Feel free to comment. Feel free to send me messages. Feel free to send me messages if you have a topic that you want me to discuss or want to talk about. So you guys have a good one, and be blessed. Smooches. Hello, you have reached the message line for Adams Rib Media Ministry. If you would like to give me a shout out, recommend some topics for discussion, or give an opinion about a topic I've already discussed, either on my blogs or here on my podcast, leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.